It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
The NBA season is in high gear, and we are so glad to have you here with us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. My companions are Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the New Orleans Pelicans going up against the Houston Rockets. Taking a look at the Rockets, they split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. We could be looking at 4 quarters of end-to-end basketball tonight. Both teams extremely athletic. Kenny, who were some of the more athletic guys you played against?
Most athletic guys, wow. I think at the point guard position there was a lot of athletic guys, but the guy who was probably toughest to keep out of the lane, other than Isaiah Thomas, was Kevin Johnson, who doesn't get a lot. The mayor of Sacramento, Shaq's new franchise.
For me, it was Hakeem. He was quick, smart, and highly skilled. Everyone knows I was a bully, Ernie. I couldn't break this guy. One time I bowled him in the chest. He just looked at me and said, "Nice elbow, big fella."
That's how Hakeem talked. I thought it was him. I had to look. I thought Hakeem was in the building.
I couldn't break him.
Wow.
Coming up shortly, the tip-off. The man with the call, Kevin Harlan.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of
And you've got it on 2K Sports for Wednesday night action in the NBA. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. A battle in the Western Conference. This Houston crowd hoping to watch their Rockets come out on top. And going against New Orleans, their first meeting of the year. This team matched up so well during the regular season last year, splitting their 4 games. This should be a terrific battle.
And going back to last year, this series was an even split.
Yeah, guys, they feel like they're the better team. The standings would agree with that. And I look for them to assert that with their play tonight.
Now, the opening lineup for the New Orleans Pelicans. Davis and Ashik in the middle. Holiday and Evans comprise the backcourt. And it's Cunningham in at the small forward. Guys, you want to talk about one tough guy? How about the Turkish hammer, Ashik? Tremendous rebounder. A space eater in the paint, so long.
That's a great way to describe him, Kevin. Last year he finished 4th in the league in rebounds per minute. Plus he's always lurking as a shot blocker.
He is. Real good, Ashik.
And, you know, going back to Ashik, I mean, he's not just a big, immobile guy. I mean, he's got really good flexibility, and that's helped him develop some post moves at the offensive end. He's no longer Mr. Dunk or nothing.
And so Ashik nails both of them.
And going back to Amir Ashik's toughness, you can see it in his face. I mean, he's not going to smile at you. He's not going to show you any expression at all. Just a cold-blooded monster on the floor.
Now here's Harden. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Davis. Holiday attacking. It's tipped. Here's Yunus. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
That kind of power move has become a trademark of his.
Holiday against Beverly. Davis gets a wide open look, and it comes off the front of the rim. Let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Alvin Gentry.
We went over the matchups in tonight's game, and when we came to Nene, he told me, now there's a player. You just don't find big men with that kind of body who's that light on his feet. I don't know if it's his soccer background, but the way he moves, it's awfully tough to stay between him and the iron. Guys, that's the goal, but we'll see if they're able to make it happen. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris. Here's Davis. Following the basket by Montejunas. Stolen by Beverly. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. Takes the three. And it's Beverly missing. Last game in New Orleans, they picked up the win against Memphis.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Rockets are gone, 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Holiday against Ariza. Harden left side. Harden draws the double. Cast in an A from 10 feet out. Here's Montejunas. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, hopefully it's not from lack of effort on his part. But his free throw shooting, compared to what he did last year, has been terrible.
That free throw, no good. Like last season, we saw Montejunas make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin. Both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
He hits the second from the line.
And Montejunas actually showing a newfound post repertoire there. I mean, he's deceptive. He has hooks and pump fakes, little up and unders. The Rockets looked to him for offense when they weren't playing through Harden.
Here is Cunningham. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Here's Davis. Buries the 7-footer. Davis has got his first points of the night.
There they go, finally able to drop one in on their 4th try.
And Montejunas is a very confident player. I think where he can still improve is his rebounding and defensive impact. With a 7-foot frame, he's got to learn to play like a 7-footer.
Here's Evans. Here's Hushik. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Last outing for Houston, it was a loss to the Pistons in Detroit.
Just looking at the stat sheet, they gave far too many free throws away in that game. Maybe it was the noise in the building or something, but they really looked rattled.
Well, Greg, I don't know if it was the biggest reason for that loss, but all of those misses from the stripe clearly had an impact on that game. Well, I tell you what, Nene is a man among boys down low. Remarkable physical power. And he's also got a tough mentality about him. Just a real rugged individual.
No good on that one. And getting back to Nene, an obvious inside player with great impact. He looks and plays like a man possessed. Yet through last season, Greg, he's never averaged as much as 8 rebounds a game.
And, you know, his true value is measured in intangibles at times, not just on the stat sheet. He does all the dirty work so others can shine.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican line.
Here is Harden following the basket by Anthony Davis. Nene down low. Working on Ashik. Stolen by Ashik. Evans right side to the inside. Here's Davis. The basket good off the assist from Evans. 6 points for Davis.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round and were promptly swept away.
Now here's the name. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Shot clock at 6. Harden. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Off his foot, and it's being called a kickball.
And thinking back to the Pelicans playoffs from last year, let a 20-point lead slip away in that fourth quarter of Game 3. But they played better than a sweep and got valuable postseason experience for that young roster.
Now here's Holiday. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Memphis. Floats one.
And looking at Drew Holiday, there's one thing he could do to really improve his game. Something that would, for the first time in a full season, help get his field goal percentage up over 45%. And that's just to get to the rim more often. Attack off the dribble.
And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard. Playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight. And that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
New Orleans making a switch here. Agents is checked in. Both shots good from the stripe.
He has such terrific form and consistency on his free throws. Beautiful to watch.
Here's Beverly. 9-point game his last outing. Passes it to Montejunas. Kicks to Beverly. Rebound by Aginsa. On the topic of Holiday, there's one stat that proves that he hasn't been going to the basket. He is averaging, Clark, less than 2 free throw attempts a game.
Yeah, his direct competitors are getting to the line. Guys like Lillard and Steph Curry shoot more than double the free throw. That's one reason why, through last season, they'd won a lot more games than Holiday.
Now here is Holiday. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. Rockets trail by 7. Ariza outside. There's the pass to Nene. Shot to stop the run, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
Now that's finishing your work right there.
Powerful two-hand jam, you're right.
And I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will start shrinking even further.
And so here is New Orleans. The Rockets making the shot. Evans. Off on the layup.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans.
I think he just sees some things that can be improved and wants to get everybody back on the same page.
And usually that, to me, is a good use of the timeout. I mean, if there's something that he's noticed that can give his team a lift, I think he's got to try to take advantage of that.
Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division. And as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs. But the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Houston, a whole new 5 on the floor. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Jones checked in for Davis. Solomon Hill comes in for Dante Cunningham. Ejuan Moore is checked in for Tyreek Evans. And Cole subbed in for Drew Holiday. Pelicans leading by 3.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6. When I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th, and was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
And with the Rockets last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. Went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them, though, close ones. I think most fans were pleased with how far the team went last year in spite of all the injuries.
That one is no good.
Before getting dinged up, Brian Anderson was rolling. I mean, over the first few seasons of his career, improved in efficiency in all areas. Then he had the back injury, and last season his shooting percentages really went south.
Oh, how about the floater there? Nice drop.
Rockets trail by 4. Gordon with it. He had an 18-point outing in their last game against Detroit. Beasley against Moore, and they call over the back here. Too much contact.
Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over-the-back call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take him for a ride right there. Easy call.
Pelicans leading by 4. Here's Cole. Feeds it to Ajinça. Hill has the open look. Bangs home the trifecta. Hill's got himself on the board with 3 there. And getting back to Ryan Anderson, in 2012, he won the NBA's Most Improved Player Award. Then, in the summer of that year, he landed an enormous contract in a sign and trade.
Yeah, and that's the good Ryan Anderson. If he can stay healthy, he's a tremendous asset. And he isn't just a shooter. He can get it done on the backboard as well.
Now in transition is Brewer. Here we go. The shot from the low post is good.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that you oftentimes can't teach, Greg. The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Now, here's Brewer. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Anderson outside. He dishes it to Brewer. In the corner, it's Gordon. 6 to shoot. And there's Ryan Anderson on the assist by Eric Gordon. Pelicans leading by 5. And Cole kicks to Jones. Back to Moore. And Hill has it in the corner. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Ajinça. It's rebounded by Houston. Beasley outside. Here's Capella. They grab their own miss. Anderson dishes to Brewer. And yes, sir, that one drops.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
The Pelicans have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over.
And with the way the Warriors went on a rampage last year, you knew that Alvin Gentry would be in demand. Was the architect behind the Warriors' offense, is one of the best offensive minds in our league.
And with Gentry, his offensive prowess can't be understated, Greg. His peers joke and say he can draw up an open look for a corpse. I don't know about that, Clark, but we know he's talented. He's got a great offensive mind.
And you know that's right. And with this Pelicans team, he has plenty of firepower to work with, too.
Oh, he does. You're right. There's the pick. Cole, the pass to Jones. Hill kicks to Jones. There's the triple. Excellent D there from Beasley. Rockets trail by 3. Outside Gordon. The dish to Beasley. He feeds it to Anderson. Can't tie it up as that one's no good.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
And the basket by Jones.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
.158 left to play in the first. Well, looking at Terrence Jones, he really has that complete game. His ability to make a play at the rim, hit 35% of his threes. He's a multi-dimensional threat. Long player, well-schooled, falls in line, I think, very well with any good team. In this particular case, with one of the playoff teams in the West.
Yeah, he's one of the more efficient players in the league, over 53%. His first 3 seasons, so defenses might want to choose to ignore somebody else.
And so here's New Orleans after the Rockets pick up 3. And it's Agensa missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good look.
Gordon goes in to the left wing. Capella dishes to Anderson. It's Beasley on the wing. The shot goes down and he gets this game back to even. Beasley's got his first bucket of the night.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want. And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Houston's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Brewer passes to Anderson. And Brewer kicks to Anderson. Eric Gordon on the wing. They set the pick. Just 5 to shoot. His first shot coming late. Can't get it to go. And it's the Pelicans taking it the other way. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Pass to Moore. Anderson with the block. And it's Houston on the break. Here's Brewer, and it's sent back by Hill. The feed to Agensa. Baseline try. Buries the jump shot. Agensa's got his first points in this one. For 3, Beasley got it off in time, but it's no good. And so the first quarter is in the books. Pelicans lead by 4. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And a chance now to hear from the Brazilian big man, Nene, about the development of this Wizards team.
We changed our style, the way we think about basketball. You know, we start playing together, and our talent too. You know, we're very capable, very talented to do a special thing, and that's the right direction.
With Nene in the mix, that team is indeed capable and talented and can do some very special things.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's in a supporting role, and when he steps up in a big way, he gives them an X factor.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
Harden and Ariza filling out the perimeter. Moniunas out there with Nene, and it's Beverly in at the 1 spot. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Pelicans last season, a very solid team rebounding too. Top to bottom, the team they would rebound as a team.
And one of the metrics that I do like, that they led the league in contested rebounds. I mean, that speaks to the effort that this team competed with. And winning those 50-50 rebounds means more than just collecting any old miss.
Here is Harden after Tyreke Evans is stripped. Moniunas and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
You know, you look at the Pelicans, and it's not surprising, guys, to hear that they led the way or league in contested rebounds. I mean, they fight for every inch of space on the floor, and rebounding is just part of that mentality they have.
And, guys, going forward, the Pelicans will need to continue that mentality to grow into a playoff team. They'll have to have a blue-collar work ethic. That means continuing to fight for all those 50-50 rebounds.
And he's good on the second.
In a season where everyone in the Southwest made it to the playoffs, you just knew it was going to be a war of attrition night in and night out. Still, the Rockets managed to come out on top in the division.
Here's Harden. Goes to the reverse layup and hits it in. Harden's got his first basket of the night.
That's as good as it gets right there. Beautiful reverse layup in traffic.
Dishes it to Cunningham. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. And the Pelicans lead by 5. And the Rockets were just 8 up and 8 down in the Southwest Division. But, Clark, they won the out-of-division games they needed to in order to take the division crown.
Exactly, and it was a tough year to do that because the division was so tough. It was actually the first ever Southwest Division title for the Rockets.
5 to shoot. Stolen by Holiday. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That is his first foul of the game. Pelicans leading by 5. Pass to Ashik. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Davis. It's rebounded by Houston. Moniunas has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And Tyreke Evans is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was 1 step late that time, Greg.
And so here is Houston. Harden draws the double or the 3. And Davis pulls it down. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. The shot by Evans, nobody around. Hits the jumper in space. Evans has got the lead up to 7 now for the Pelicans. For Houston, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And Beverly gets to Moniunas. Here's Harden. Bank shot, no good. The Pelicans have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Stolen by Beverly. And here we go. Fast break. Beverly's got it. And the basket by Harden.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Pelicans leading by 5. And Holiday kicks to Ashik. Passes it to Evans. They double him with the name. Knocked away and stolen by Ariza. Here's Harden. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans. And here's Holiday. 3-pointer. Here's Ashik. It's blocked. as they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Guys, I'm not sure there's a better star player who's a better fit for his team's philosophy than James Harden. Clark reflects the Rocket system perfectly.
I don't think you're wrong on that, Kevin. I mean, the Rockets, an analytically minded team. They love layups, free throws, and threes. Harden can get all of those done.
Hill, he's checked in for Anthony Davis. Both good from the line that time.
And Harden, either intentionally or not, is really the poster child for a new era of analytics that's starting to drive basketball. I mean, he generates a lot of points, but most importantly, he does it with tremendous efficiency, in part because he lives at the free throw line.
Kicks to Evans. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
And, you know, for the Rockets, acquiring James Harden might be the trade of the decade. You look at what they gave up, and it's hard to argue that they didn't win that transaction in a big way.
Last season was possibly the best of Tyreke Evans' career, at least since his unbelievable rookie campaign.
Yeah, and Kev, a lot of that has to do with his injury history. I mean, last year he played in 79 games. That's the most of his career. So you could say it was probably the healthiest season he's had since he was a rookie.
And both free throws good for Evans.
You know, back to Tyreke Evans last year, he had a big jump in three-point percentage. He was also up in assists, rebounds, really did a lot of good things. The only bad news, he was also up in turnovers.
Pelicans leading by 5. He kicks it to Holiday. The pass to Evans. Feeds to Cunningham. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Cunningham's got his second basket of the night.
And talking about Tyreke Evans, you really hope he can build on what he did last year. He has too much talent to waste on inconsistency. Time for him to just step up here in the prime of his career.
Here's Hushit. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Drew Holiday. Averaging 12 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And fellas, I would say he's been overachieving a little bit lately. Hopefully, this is a sign of greater things for the future.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
And guys, for most of his career, Ashik has been going back and forth as a starting center. Only started 2 games his first 2 years with the Bulls. Signed an offer sheet with the Rockets and started 82 games for them in his 3rd season.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him. Well, going back to Ashik, he lost his starting job to Dwight Howard in his 4th season. He was in Houston, so he didn't want to come back and have his career labeled as a guy coming off the bench. So, Greg, he reportedly asked to be traded, and that's what he got.
Well, and you know what? The Rockets shipped him off to the Pelicans in exchange for a protected first-round pick, and he became a starter again. Moral of the story, don't put Omer on the bench. He won't like it.
Here is Harden. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Pistons in Detroit.
And also, his assist total tells you about the job he did of keeping his head up and keeping his teammates involved.
New Orleans Orleans leading by 7. Inside. And Motiejunas picks up the foul.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Houston. And so it's New Orleans with it. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game. Beverly with the ball. And Holiday picks him up defensively. And that one's good. And it's 8 points for James Harden.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
Here's Ariza. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 3rd assist on the night.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
And the Rockets making a change here. Gordon's checked in. And then for New Orleans, Jones comes in for Dante Cunningham. And it's Norris Cole in for Drew Holiday. Rockets trail by 3. Now Beverly. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. There's a screen. Beasley kicks to Nene. Stolen by Ashik. Here's Cole. Jones sets the pick for Evans. Here's Cole. Pelicans keep it alive. Outside, Jones. And that one goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Evans. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at the Pelicans. They're sitting 8th right now in the early going. And, of course, Houston. They find themselves in the 8th spot.
And, you know, for the Pelicans, they've never been able to take that next step this season and really break away from the pack.
And, you know, they're running out of opportunities to finally make that surge, partner. They're leaving themselves in a tough position in terms of the playoffs.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Well, looking back on last season, you could see the Rockets were tough at home. They just were relentless at going at teams.
Yeah, how about a 30-11 record last year? And a lot of close ones for them, but that home crowd at times could just really will them to victory.
As it did help in the series against the Clippers last year in the playoffs. Catching up on the changes for Houston. Capella's checked in, and it's Anderson in for Trevor Ariza. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for New Orleans. Ejuan Moore comes in for Tyreek Evans. Now here's Gordon. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Back to Beasley. 13 feet away. The Rockets again can't hit.
And, you know, for Houston's wins at home, a lot of it had to do with their three-point shooting. I mean, they shot an average of 35% from behind the arc at home, but kept their opponents to under 30% on the year in Houston.
He dishes it to Anderson. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2. Anderson's got 8.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Moore dishes to Cole. Jones up top. He's covered by Anderson. Moore with the bucket.
And guys, this is what makes Houston so good and why they've been so good for so long. In the last 31 seasons, they've only had 2 losing seasons. Only team in the league to do that.
Here's Capella, and the Pelicans picked up 3 with their last shot. The shot is off. Excellent D there from Hill.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Hill against Beasley. But they'll get another chance. Ball's knocked loose. And now Moore pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Oh, that's blocked. They get it back. There's the bucket. Good. And now a 6-point Pelican lead. Here's Gordon. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. He feeds it to Capella. There's the dish to Brewer. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Brewer's got his third basket of the night.
And didn't have to go strong there. Just a little bit of the finger roll to get it up over the D.
Jones with the screen on Gordon. And Cole kicks to Moore. No good from outside.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Outside Gordon. Beasley outside. No good on the three.
And he has slipped into a funk, Clark. You can see the confidence is shaken.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, he's very much deflated. The basket looks a lot smaller to him at this point, and the only way you can get out of it is to work yourself out of it.
Now with Jinsa, Michael Beasley missing on the three. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
There's a good screen. Layup off the pick. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He didn't get to that one quite in time, Kevin. Those can be tough to gauge sometimes.
Davis is checked in for Alexis Ajinça. New Orleans in the lead. To the paint. Tries from 10. And the shot is good. Dropping in off the front of the rim. 8 points for Davis.
You know, that's a case there, Kevin, of him making a pass to a spot, and then he let his teammate run right into it. Well executed.
Now a timeout called by Houston. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Rockets trail by 4. Outside Gordon. Pass to Brewer. To the inside. Anderson. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now. And you know, Ryan Anderson, here's a guy, Greg, who tortures opponents from beyond the arc. Maybe the best long-range shooting power forward in the game today.
And you know, he's tricky out on the perimeter, crafty at running people off picks, spots up well, and even when you close out, he has that high release point and quick trigger to knock it down on you.
.151 left in the second quarter. There's the pick. The drive by Gordon. Now we have a chance to see the teams that have been the NBA's best three-point shooters this month. The Rockets #1.
I tell you what, when you have a month like this, the way they've been shooting it, you feel like the basket is 3 times as big as normal. I mean, it's hard to maintain this level of productivity, but we'll see if they can make it happen.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
The first free throw is good.
And they're having a lot of trouble at the line today. And unfortunately, it's the kind of day we've seen this team have a lot.
And it's tied up with that one. And it's the Pelicans with the ball. And Cole kicks to Jones. The feed now to Moore. Screen by Jones. Clock at 6. Moore outside. Fade away. And the shot no good, a bit short.
And the fadeaway was the only option he had on that one. Defender there all over it.
Gordon kicks to Anderson. Here's Brewer. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
One thing about Corey Brewer, he's a defensive specialist, has a combination of size and quickness. It's real hard to score against. I mean, equally good at defending in the half court or transition.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. Going back to Corey Brewer, he also has a 6th sense of sniffing out steal opportunities. Very quick hands. He's averaged 1.5 steals a game over his career.
And Kevin, Corey's one of those guys that's always going to give that effort offensively and find ways to contribute there. But more importantly, he's going to give you results on the defensive side of the ball.
He has an amazing motor. It never shuts down.
And Corey Brewer, guys, out of Florida, remember won those 2 national championships, teaming up with Joakim Noah and Al Horford. Terrific quickness, and that rangy frame makes him a disruptive defender. Great versatility as well on that end of the court. And it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots at the game right here.
All right, now, take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
Some good numbers for Brewer. He's got 8 points and also a block shot. He's played a huge role in this game.
Even though he probably wasn't a big part of the game plan coming in.
Dante Cunningham's checked in for New Orleans. And the second free throw, good. Clock management, this is where they can get a 2 for 1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Moore passes to Davis. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Boy, he picked him out brilliantly with that feed inside.
Houston in the lead. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. There's a screen by Mota Eunice. And Davis sends it back.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Here's Cole. 2 on the clock. Can't get it to go.
That's an unusual, surprising miss for him. Typically, he's good on those inside.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Rockets on top, leading by a point. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, guys, I'm here with Anthony Davis. And Anthony, based on how the game has been going so far, what's your attitude going to be when you come out to play the second half?
So, we got to come out with a great intensity, and it starts in the warm-up. So, we got to come out with a great intensity, great mindset, and try to go out there and win the third quarter.
Anthony, thank you. Guys, it should be all business when you step between the lines.
Thank you so much, Doris. Great interview as always. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with the second half of basketball shortly.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exhilarating first half, to be sure. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We'll be breaking down all the action for you. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. The biggest lead of the quarter was only 3 points as they traded baskets back and forth. Some great work in the second quarter as they fought hard and were able to make up the difference and then some, now leading by 1. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, quite simply, their bench showed up tonight. And when I say showed up, I'm talking about on the offensive end because they were scoring in bunches. Now, you want your reserves to just at least come in and hold the fort, but they did way more than that tonight.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
Their three-point shooting in the first half was atrocious. Ugh, ugly, awful, nasty. It's not that they're just missing shots. It's like they just keep taking the shots. Oh, hold on, Ernie. Hey, you! Whatever your number is, stop shooting the three. See, Ernie, that's all the coach got to do. Tell him stop shooting the three. Pass, cut, work together, do something.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
And what a game for Anderson. He's got 10 points, and he has sent a bunch of shots in reverse.
And because of that, there's now a major intimidation factor working in their favor.
And for Houston, they're shooting the ball at 42%. On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. The shot-blocking pair of Davis and Ashik inside. Holiday and Evans comprise the backcourt. And it's Cunningham in at the 3 spot.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. Really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Well, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
And really, I thought Anthony Davis a season ago just took the league by storm. I mean, jaw-dropping numbers. I think you could argue if the Pelicans' record had been a little better, he probably would have won the league MVP.
Michael Beasley, he's checked in for Maniunas. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. And you look at the development of Anthony Davis last season, far and away the best player, efficiency rating-wise, in Clark, the NBA.
Yeah, that's called PER, player efficiency rating, one of the 4 best marks in NBA history for Davis, alongside Chamberlain, Jordan, and LeBron James.
The Pelicans trail. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got his 4th assist in this one. And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Harden against Evans. Beasley with the screen on Evans. Harden dishes to Beasley. And it's Omer Ashik with the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And it's the Rockets with the ball. Harden kicks to Ariza, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented, for plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
Here is Davis following the score by Houston. Holiday attacking. A step-back shot here, and it's good. Holiday's got it all tied up now for the Pelicans.
The quick step back gave him just enough separation to get that one up.
Evans against Harden. To the paint, here's Beasley, and he slams it one-handed.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, Jay. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
So it's the Rockets now. The Pelicans make their last shot. And it's Beverly missing.
Well, they're fortunate. The defense was taking a big chance leaving him that wide open behind the arc.
Holiday, the pass to Evans. Back to Holiday. Screen by Ashik. And Davis now top of the key. Clock at 4. No good off the front iron.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Rockets have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Nene setting the pick for Beverly. Ariza, right side. Nene outside. Dishes it to Harden. Here's Beasley, and he goes in for the dunk.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And they better stay with those basics because this game is still yet to be determined.
Last season for James Harden was easily his best hit, finished second in the MVP race. Put up huge numbers with career highs in points per game scoring. Greg at more than 27 a game.
And also carried that Rockets team that dealt with a plethora of injuries, mainly to Dwight Howard. And second in the league in scoring, I mean, narrowly losing out to Russell Westbrook, who just went on a tremendous tear the second half of the season. And then also finished runner-up in the MVP race.
Solomon Hill, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Davis up top, covered by Beasley. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry had to say to the team. He said their plan was run their offense through Anthony Davis. Coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. Those are likely not the last adjustments they make today, guys. There's still time left in this one. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. Now here's Beasley. He's got 6. Harden can't hit.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
Here's Hill. Evans outside. Davis sets a screen. 6 on the shot clock. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And Anthony Davis, growing up in the rough south side of Chicago, because of the violence, his father didn't let him venture to the playground. Instead, he built a basketball court in the backyard. This young man has come a long way.
And Davis stayed around the game in grade school. He'd keep the clock, sell the tickets, even when someone said sell nachos.
Humble beginnings, partner, humble beginnings. Didn't even dream of NBA stardom. Said he wanted to be a high school coach. Obviously, things have changed now.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Jensen's checked in. And he makes both free throws. Well, New Orleans is still a relatively young team, but they play with the maturity, I think, Clark, that's beyond their years.
You know, Kevin, the average age of them last year was just over 25 years old, and the youngest team in the West, actually, to make it to the playoff last year. Plain one-hand flush. I love it.
Clark, I think he got a few more inches on his vertical by going with the spike.
Yeah, the one hand lets you get up high.
No doubt about it. At least it looks like that from this angle.
A nice start to the second half. Just one miss in their first 5 attempts.
And for the Pelicans, part of why they look so mature is how they protect leads. I mean, rarely giving away points for free and knowing how to close out games.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's foul number 2 for him. Montejunas is checked in for Houston. Here's Evans. He's got 6. Pass to Aginsa. Knocked loose and stolen by Ariza. Here's Beverly on the wing. Harden. Harden missing again.
And you know, guys, the Pelicans only lost 5 games last year where they led going into the fourth quarter. They won 38 when entering the fourth quarter with the lead. It's very mature basketball for a team that's as young as they are.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And, Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now, here's Beverly. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Ariza has the open look, and they come right back with their own three-pointer.
The rapid-fire threes coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the quality of that three-point shot attempt right there, going at it the way they did, but it all worked out for him.
Beverly against Holiday. Evans outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Shot on the wing. Harden missing again.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
And Holiday kicks to Davis. Davis setting the pick for Holiday. Outside Hill. Three-pointer. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got his 7th assist here tonight.
He might not have the long-range ability of some other guys, but he will knock down open ones like that.
Now here's Beverly. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Riza, and another three for Houston. And here are the Pelicans now. Outside Holiday. That's tipped. Down low, taken away by Holiday. Poked loose. Pass to Davis. Holiday against Beverly. And Hill has it in the corner. 5 to shoot. And a miss there on the triple. Rockets have gone 7 of 13 in the third quarter so far. Just above 50%. Here's Nene. And he jams it with authority.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Now here is Holiday. 7 points in the game. Ariza kicks to Moniunas. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
We've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to build some momentum.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And guys, Tyreke Evans is so versatile. Great instincts, well-developed skill set. He can beat you every way you turn.
And back to Tyreke Evans. He's a big, muscular guy for a wing. 7-foot wingspan, that arm span we've all admired and read so much about. Too strong for off guards, too quick for small forwards. He's kind of got a ubiquitous position.
He does. And Kevin, you know, it's funny. A lot of people have tried to place him in a box in terms of position. Instead of just saying he's a basketball player, the guy's strong, he's got tremendous physical attributes. Combine that with the ball handling and his confidence, and it gives you an interesting mix. I mean, he's one of the more unique, multifaceted guys we have in our league.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Capella's checked in. Anderson comes in for Trevor Ariza. Brewer is checked in for James Harden. And Gordon subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Now here's Gordon. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Brewer's shot is off. New Orleans has gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Cole dishes to Moore. Outside, Jones. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Well, we can't say enough about the passing of this group lately. The leading setup men among the league's 2 guards over the past 10 games. James Harden, number 1. 4th, Tyreke Evans.
And what that group has a great understanding of is the importance of ball movement. I mean, they can all create their own shot, but their superb ability to set up teammates really stands out.
Yeah, I think you've got to attribute it to the unselfish attitude that each of them has. I mean, sure, they're going to attack and make sure they get their points, but they get just as much satisfaction in racking up assists, too.
The Pelicans trail. And Cole kicks to Evans. Feeds it to Cole. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Anthony Davis. He's putting up about 21 points per, 11 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. And impressive numbers, no doubt. It's the kind of run we've come to expect from him.
Synergy. All elements working together. The game is coming easy to him right now.
Now Now here's Gordon. Brewer up top. Pulls up from the corner. And it's Anthony Davis with the rebound. Davis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Cole, the pass to Davis. And again, no good by New Orleans. And for Houston, they're shooting it well here in the third, about 50%. And it's slammed in by Brewer.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
They set the pick out to the right wing. Here's Cole, defended by Gordon. 6 to shoot. From 7, it's deflected. To the middle, here's Anderson. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Boy, it's a rarity, guys, when you see a team like the Pelicans make the playoffs but finish dead last in their division. File that under strange but true.
The caveat being for this Pelican team, the entire Southwest Division made the playoffs. I mean, you just don't hear that often, but that shows you top to bottom just how strong that division is, Greg. And the Pelicans fought hard to stay aloft.
They did. And listen, the fact that you go 8-8 in that division tells you that you are formidable. And that's all you can ask for, given how difficult that division is. A goal for them this year is to finish a little higher in their own division, and I'm sure that's a possibility.
Good on both. Here's Cole. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Jones kicks to Moore. Now the pass to Cole. Jones, no one around him, and misses it off the right side of the rim. And here are the Rockets. They're on a 14-5 run here. Gordon kicks to Brewer, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Here's Moore. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Boy, with an open look like that, he is so gifted. Man, you've got to play better defense. Eventually, he's going to make you pay.
Yeah, you can see he's still in rhythm, even though he misses that one. Almost always deadly when he's that open.
And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Houston.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Another thing they've done tonight is work the ball into the paint for plenty of those close-range points. You got to have those.
Free throw good from Eric Gordon.
And you know, guys, Eric Gordon was an unbelievable three-point shooter last season. 45% from behind the arc. The first time he's been over 40% in his career.
Gordon hits both of them. You know, we were talking about Eric Gordon. He's always had great range, but not always the great shot selection.
You know, and that's a great point because, you know, we see now that he's starting to mature, starting to value every possession, and that's good news for the rest of that team.
Anderson dishes to Moniunas. Another miss by Houston. Pelicans trail by 10, and a fast break now for the Pelicans. They get it again, and that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. The Rockets making a switch here. Beasley's checked in. .59 seconds left in the third. Cunningham kicks to Cole. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Cole's got 6.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Gordon with it. He has 6. Kicks it to Capella. He dishes it to Brewer. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Asher.
And really no choice but to lunge for that pass to make sure it didn't get through.
Yeah, and that was important. Probably would have been a quick 2 points. if he doesn't get a hand on it and knock it out of bounds.
There's 39 seconds left here in the third quarter. For three, Beasley, and the shot is good. Beasley's got 9 points in the quarter.
He's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
And Moore kicks to Jones. He feeds it to Cole. Outside, Jones. The dish now to Moore. Shot clock at 6. From downtown, they get a hand on it.
You know, fought hard from start to finish on that play. Defended the shot and then finished it off with the rebound.
Gordon outside. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Rockets lead by 11. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Pelicans trail by 11. A moment now to reset the lineups brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. And so in the game for the Rockets. Beverly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Trevor Ariza out there with Beasley. Then it's Nene in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here is Holiday. 3 on the clock. Fires from the wing. Dives for it. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. New Orleans making a switch here. Davis is checked in.
Anthony Davis.
And it's the Rockets with the ball. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. Beasley, the pass to Beverly. Houston moving it around. It's Beasley on the wing. He wants to get it to Nene and does. Great D that time from Davis.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
And that one is good from Ajinça. Ajinça's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for New Orleans. Harden with the screen on Holiday. Beverly dishes to Harden. Offers off the pick and hammers it home.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Pelicans trail by 11. Clark, they've been looking out of sync offensively.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
They set the pick. Stolen by Harden. Beverly against Holiday. Beverly wide open. That one wide left.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
Moving it up. And Holiday kicks to Ajinça. Out to the wing. Beasley comes to the double team. 6 on the shot clock. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Cunningham. No good. So Houston will take it the other way. Stolen by Evans. Davis up top. The 11-footer. Stolen by Harden. Ariza kicks to Beasley. Pelicans pull it in. Ajinça's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Pass to Evans. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Evans has got it back down to single digits for the Pelicans. Rockets have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Yunus is checked in for Michael Beasley. And a change for the Pelicans. Omer Asher, he's checked in for Alexis Ajinça. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. And Beverly kicks to the net. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, and came into the league just a tremendously raw talent. Really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's a very good point.
Yeah, you know, going back to Nene, in 14 years, he's been able to suit up for roughly 65% of the games. That's tough on the team's continuity on both ends of the floor. Injuries have been a part of that, though, and oftentimes those are beyond the player's control.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans.
And you know, guys, the thing with Nene, he helps you in so many ways when he's in there. He's hard to back down in the post. He eats up space, tough to get around on picks. He has the toughness that champions are made of.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, Kevin. Alvin Gentry had some words for his team over that last break. He told his players, turnovers are killing us right now. We can't keep trying to make the home run play. Settle down, run the offense, and make the simple pass. Kevin, sounds easy enough.
Now here's Ashik. Evans kicks to Davis. Banked in off the glass. Davis has got 19 points. Rockets leading by 10. And here's Beverly. Evans with the steal. And oh, here we go, Evans. No one back. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Rockets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. And Beverly kicks to Monteus. And it's Ariza in the corner. There's the feed to Nene. And he gets it to go.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
Well, and guys, before last season, Trevor Ariza signing a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Rockets. Big free agent get for the team.
And, you know, they wanted to re-sign Chandler Parsons, Kevin, but with his departure, in comes Ariza, and Trevor is a quality replacement. I mean, a terrific wing defender, and he's a nice spot-up shooter as well.
Now here's Ashik. Stolen by Nene. Here's Beverly. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Ashik's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Holiday with it, and it's Harden picking him up, and Ashik kicks to Evans. That's his 6th field goal today, and that makes him now 6 for 11.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They've got to figure it out.
And it's Omer Ashik with the foul. That's his 5th foul.
Well, they're still early in the quarter, and they're only 1 foul away from being over the limit.
Ariza outside, launches a 3. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Holiday up top. Ariza covering. Now Evans. The tray. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got 3 rebounds now in this one. That's good from Ariza on the assist by Harden. 14 points for Trevor Ariza.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Evans, a screen on Beverly. Off the screen. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, the Rockets were able to make it to the 2nd spot in the West at the very end of the season. Actually came down to the last day. They could have ended as low as 6 going into the final games.
Last season for the Rockets, they finished as the #2 team in the West to the Golden State Warriors. But, you know, gee, they had to battle the whole way through.
Yeah, in part because of injuries. I mean, the Rockets did well to come in second in the West, but it was because they took care of the so-called easy games. 33 wins in the conference, but a record of 12-16 against the other playoff teams out West.
And he makes both free throws.
Davis having a terrific night. 8 rebounds, and the contribution from the line for him, he's made 5 free throws.
And he hasn't been afraid to draw a little bit of contact on his way to the basket. Some guys shy away from him.
And he gets the bucket.
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight. Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
Holiday against Beverly. He kicks it to Ariza. Evans with some nice D.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Cunningham kicks to Ashik. Here's Davis. It's rebounded by Houston. Maniunas has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Ariza passes to Nene, and that one's good. Nene's got 10 points in just the second half.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
That's his first personal foul. At the line for the Rockets, Omer Ashik. Taking 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And he can't hit the second.
And for a long time in the NBA, the stretch 4 was kind of the anomaly and not the standard. Now it seems that you are the rare power forward if you can't hit a 3. Very few traditional power forwards now in the NBA.
They're going to have to play really smart on defense now and defend without fouling because they're over the limit.
With the stretch 4 and the need for shooting at the position, they don't need to be a 3-point threat, but they do need to be able to hit a mid-range jump shot.
Yeah, well said. I think you need to have guys that can make
2
perimeter shots to create spacing. The game's evolving to a space out the floor type game, and shot making gives you a chance to do that.
And he can't get the first one.
You look at what Nene has done so far. 12 points and 3 blocks. He's had great awareness out there, exploiting those passing lanes and coming up with steals.
And Clark, it's as if he's been a step ahead of everyone else out there today.
And the second free throw, good.
You know, they've really improved at the line from the first half. Things have gotten a lot better. They've gotten there a good number of times, and they've converted a high percentage of it.
Now here's Evans. Dishes to Ashik. Outside, Davis. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Just 5 to shoot. And that's Evans penetrating. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Maniunas, and so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game.
Well, luckily, they've got some really solid backup. You hate to see a player DQ'd, disqualified due to fouls, but they can do a decent job of replacing his production.
Tyreek Evans taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing. Cole's checked in for Drew Holiday. He hits the second from the line. And so here is Houston. Here's Beverly. Nene, the screen. Beasley kicks to Nene. And Davis sends it back. And they get it back. Beasley with a clean look. And Davis pulls it down.
He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys. But as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
And again, New Orleans has no luck. Rockets leading by 11. And Beverly kicks to Ariza. But he recovers it. Harden outside. Nene dishes to Beverly. Back to Nene. Off on the layup.
And that's just great work there to get in the shooter's face and then go and corral that backboard.
Evans kicks to Davis. Back to Evans. Just 5 on the clock. They double him with Nene. Here's Cole. Pelicans keep it alive. Cunningham. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Now here's Beverly. Pass to Nene. Goes to the reverse layup and claps it in. Nene's got 13 points here in the second half alone. Here's Cole. Defended by Beverly. Passes it to Evans. The offensive rebound. They shoot again. Feeds it to Cunningham. And there's the pass to Davis. Beasley comes with the double team. To the wing on the left. Cunningham kicks to Davis. Screen by Asik. Beasley with the steal. Nene the pass to Harden. He dishes it to Beasley. Takes it off the glass.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Pelicans trail by 13. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Sure could, Kev. I mean, too many empty trips. They need some points. It's really a good picture of what not to do on those last two possessions. I mean, they're being way too casual with the ball.
It's going to cost them if they keep it up. They need to get back to playing smart basketball.
And the Rockets making a change here. Anderson's checked in. Kicks it to Beverly. He feeds it to Ariza. Harden against Evans. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Beverly missing.
He's yet to make an impact from the field, but his team is taking care of business.
Offensive rebound.
Been a real difficult game for him offensively, and he's costly.
Back to Ariza. Nene left side. And Davis pulls it down. Davis has got 9 rebounds now tonight. In the corner, Asik with it. New Orleans moving it around. Evans. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. Houston leading by 13. The dish to Beverly. Lets it go with the 3. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing.
And this is what they wanted. I mean, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. It can definitely be considered a statement win for the Rockets.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Well, Kevin, timing and anticipation, they got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum in this one.
And an important milestone for them tonight as they pick up win number 10.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Trevor Ariza. He was everywhere defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
Here's Evans following the basket by Nene. And Trevor Ariza is going to pick up a foul here. That's foul number 2 for him.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
"16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Cole, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Now that's a killer crossover. The defender got totally shook up by that move.
Gordon with it. And here's Decker. So easy, Houston taking the W here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
No question about it, Kevin. They certainly gave their fans plenty to scream and holler about. This place was rocking. It was on fire. And it only got louder as that lead got bigger.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, I'm here with James Harden. Congratulations on this win. It was a team effort, aided by this electric home crowd atmosphere. What made the difference?
We just gotta play solid defense. Talk to each other, help each other out. That was amazing tonight. You know, it was unbelievable. Like I said, I'm happy for our guys. And you know, we got a good victory at home.
Communication's so key. James, thanks for the time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Doris. Great interview once again. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan along with our entire 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. And now time to go to Ernie Johnson, who's alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden. He led the way tonight with a double-double and was a major reason why they won tonight. His effort and intensity gave them the boost they needed.
Well, this win was really, really needed, and he went out and he got it for them. They lost 2 in a row coming in, and dropping the third straight would have been very, very rough. But he took it upon himself, took it right to the ship as he always does. Great performance and a great time to deliver.
His passing was what impressed me the most about his performance. He was always looking for a teammate in a space, keeping all his options open. It's really refreshing to see the mindset coming from a position other than the point. He finished with 10 assists, and those played a big role in this win.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.